Hey folks, BlackCross here and welcome to a vlog video update. For those of you that are new to the channel, this is the sort of type of video that I like to do where I like to talk about certain things that are going on within the month itself. Sometimes it's within a longer period, and then sometimes I just want to talk about some personal things that's been going on in my life. For this particular video, I want to go ahead and kind of throw this out there. This is more or less going to be an update towards my overall schedule of the week. So if you want to know about what's going on in terms of Twitch and stuff, please stay tuned for just a few minutes. If that's the only thing you're interested in, then you're more than welcome to leave the video. If you want to hear the whole thing, then stay tuned for the whole thing. So first and foremost, I'm going to discuss about the scheduling for Twitch itself. Now, if you guys remember, currently I am playing through Dark Souls Remastered as well as Final Fantasy V. So in terms of scheduling, this is going to be the official schedule. They are only going to happen on Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. So those are the only 2 days that I'm going to be streaming. And as for the placement of them, we're going to do 3-hour streams of Dark Souls Remastered and an hour stream, maybe even 2 hours depending on how I feel, of Final Fantasy V or Final Fantasy VI whenever we get to that point. So in other words, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and the times of them, I'm thinking for the 3-hour Dark Souls stream, I do 3 to 6, and then from 6 or 6:30, depending on how long of a wait period between that and the next, it will be from 6 to 7 or 8 for Final Fantasy V or 6 whenever we get to that point. So right here, or down in the description, whichever one you prefer to look at, are the times and schedulings. So that's the basic premise of what's going on in terms of Twitch. And I think that's going to be where it's at until something changes. Until something changes. So in other words, that's what's going on right now. And if you want to know why I'm doing both games, both days, it is simply because of the fact that technically I started on Dark Souls Remastered. And I want to go ahead and finish up Final Fantasy V. So, in other words, that's more or less what's going on. I'm just trying to beat those two within the time itself. And if I try doing it one on one day and one on the other, we'll never get it done any faster. Then again, I know some people will be like, well, there's no need to rush it. Well, I love playing video games, so why not do it that way? And those are the only 2 days where I'm actually able to do it, you know. And those are pretty much the only days that I can stream. And if you want to know full detail of what's going on through there, I will talk about them right now. If you just want to know about the scheduling, that's what it is. And now we get on to the actual personal stuff that's going on right now. So here goes. If you guys remember, I was originally doing it every evening at like 7. And I was doing an hour stream for Final Fantasy's case. Then I decided, okay, that's getting a little rough. Let's change it to doing it of a morning time. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. And I started to notice a pattern. That pattern was that I was only able to stream on the 2 days that I was off. So I thought about it, and I was like, okay, let's do it this way. Let's see what happens. And as it turns out, I think if I do it this way, maybe it might work better. Maybe. It all depends. But I'm not for sure. So, what's been going on is that work has been... It's kind of hard to explain what's going on with work, because I don't think they know. They claim they have an idea and they have a plan and stuff like that, but I don't think they really know. So, what happened is that we recently got pulled up by the store manager himself. And basically what they call it is a grassroots meeting, where basically they pull all of the employees, with the exception of managers and higher, they pull all the employees into a single room and discuss what needs to be fixed. And then depending on the situation, he looks at the top criteria of what needs to be fixed, or if there's a way to fix it per se. Now, in response to that, technically we went through a survey talking about our experiences at work and how much we like it. I don't think it's a perfect survey, because it depends on the question that they ask. But it's one of those things where it's like the question more or less critiques towards your response towards the manager. It doesn't actually respond towards other customers or the actual work situation itself. The way it makes it looks like as if you're talking down at the manager, when in reality you're not talking down at the manager, you're talking down at the place. And the problem is that, again, it is within the two areas, the customers and then the store itself. For some reason, customers have been just the most rudest of all things I've ever seen. But then again, it's probably because mostly Walmart has done it on themselves. See, what they've done is that they've cut the amount of registers that we have had technically, and instead put in more self-checkouts. This is both a good thing, but a bad thing. It's a good thing because that means that if people knew how to use them, people would be going through like crazy. Every once in a while, one or two machines will be out for updates or whatever, but for the most part, the lines will go faster. But that's where the bad thing comes in, because for some reason or another, they they don't know how to use them, or rather, they don't want to use them. That's the word I should use. They don't want to use them. Instead, they want to use the regular registers. And they can only keep, on a normal day, I think I usually see at least 3 out of 10 that we have left of regular registers. Just 3 open. So yeah, you can kind of see where that kind of goes into play. But they have the self-checkouts open, but people still want to use the regular registers. And it's like, guys, the self-checkouts are open. Well, I don't want to use the self-checkouts. Why should I have to use the self-checkouts? Well, that's what the world wants to do. And it's one of those, if you know how to use it, then it shouldn't be a problem. I know how to use them. They're not that hard. And especially if you use one of the conveyor belt ones. They have conveyor belt self-checkouts. So those work better. If you have a large amount of groceries or whatever. It's one thing if you got up to 10 or something like that. That's no problem using the little ones. But if you have a large amount of groceries, you can use those belt checkouts. That's not a bad deal. And the way I see it, it works better, and you can get it done at your own pace, and you can get out there easily. In fact, I usually use the self-checkouts a lot because it is the fastest route now. Because no one else wants to use them. But, everyone else just doesn't want to use them. And so, because of the fact that we have less cashiers now, customers are getting rowdier. And it just... gosh, you talk about the rudest bunch of people I've ever seen. Then again, it doesn't also help the fact that we've also had a large amount of fluctuation in terms of inventory, aka theft. So it's one of those the system is not perfect. The system is not perfect. For whatever reason or another, we can't do anything to prevent it anymore, and they always seem to come towards us to do refunds. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we work at Walmart. So if that gives you any idea, there you go. But we're given this assumption that we have to please the customers at all times. Even if we say no, we have to do it. So in other words, if we were to say no, we can't refund this without a receipt, all of a sudden they'll call Walmart headquarters, they'll call us, and we have to do it. So it's great. So you see the problem. The system isn't perfect. And because of this, we have to go through this situation all the time. So that's the customer problem, but we can't say it because customers come first. And it's like, well, no offense, if we try to do it one way and they want to do it another way, how is it perfect? The customer's the main problem, obviously. But aside from that, though, the place itself is also a problem. You know, for starter number one, air conditioning is not that good. You know, we have like, I think they said they have like 10 or so units, and 8 of them are out. What does that tell you? That tells you we have a problem. And also I found out that technically the dehumidifier is out. I didn't even know we had a dehumidifier, but apparently we do. And that would explain why it gets so muggy in there. Especially now. And it's just... And then if that's not the worst case, is most noticeably on a 2-truck night. 2-truck nights are hellish for us. Where you get people who stack the items on pallets. And they stack them above your head. Sometimes even higher than that. And it gets ridiculous. To a point to where now we're literally resulting to a bump test. To where if it topples over, then it's not going to get out. We just put whatever fell over and put it on another rocket cart or something. And then we take it out then. That's the only way we've been able to do it so far. And that's the safest way we've been able to do it. Because if we try pulling it outside, it's going to fall over on somebody eventually, and then that's going to be turned around to a lawsuit. And we brought this issue to them, to our manager. We told him specifically what's been going on and everything like that. Again, it's not the problem with the managers. The managers have been pretty okay for the most part. They know that we do the best we can, given what we've got, and we can only do that much. You know, they know the situation, they know what's going on, yet nothing's being done. You see where I'm getting at. The frustration is that we have problems, but no one's doing anything about it. And we've addressed this to him. So it's a matter of like, at this point, I'm willing to bet 3 months, if nothing happens, it needs to be said to somebody else. Because obviously it's not going to get done by him. Obviously it could be a company saying where they said that you can't do this, you can't do that, and you have to save money, and we can't get nothing done. You know? Actually, one of the other bigger things too is that we were saying that we need more people. Well, according to what he said, we can't get more people for thirds. Because we're not supposed to. This should be the number amount that we have. Well, that's one thing if it's 1 truck. 1 truck, I can understand not having any more people. That makes sense. 2 trucks, however, that's where we need more people. Because then the following morning, first shift comes in and they have to help out finish up all that's left. You see where the problem comes in. We have to have another shift that comes in who does their normal stuff to come and help us out. Worst thing is that we can only do so much. So when we get a 2 trucks, we have to say, okay, we can't do automotive, we can't do hardware, let's leave those out and do everything else. If it's really bad, we say automotive, hardware, housewares, out of the picture. And that's where it gets troublesome. It gets really annoying. But the good thing is I've been able to kind of cut that drama out. Like I've got my mind set to where that is ignored. To some degree, it's not perfect, but I'm able to do it. But because of that, I am physically and emotionally exhausted. So, and like I said, because of it being hot and muggy, I'm just always wore out. And I've been trying to work things out, but no matter what I do, it just never works. So the way I've thought about it, and this is the only way I've thought this through, and this is the best way that I can do it, is that if for some reason I can get this to work, then this will be a continuous system that we can do. And then when we get to Final Fantasy VI and we beat Dark Souls Remastered, unless you want to see more. If you want to see more Dark Souls Remastered, let me know, in which case, once we beat it on our first playthrough, we'll do another playthrough to where I continue to do it until I platinum it. You know, that's something we can do too. But I'll leave that to you. For the time being, I'm playing through it, and just being the main story. But if you want to see me platinum it or whatever, we can do that. I don't mind one bit. But my plan is to do the 2 streams on those 2 days. So in other words, a total of 4 videos later on that week. And then there are the other videos that I can do Let's Plays of before then, and sometimes after then, depending on how much time I have. So imagine this, where I record like 2 regular Let's Plays, and then those 2 stream videos. So in terms of like video amounts, that's like 8 right there. And then throughout the week, while I'm getting those set up and ready, I can do regular vlog videos, and then also do like regular update videos and stuff like that and edit those. And then of course there's the Kingdom Hearts playthrough that me and Daniel tries to do as well. Now I know a lot of people will be like, well, why can't you do this every day and stuff like that, you know, doing the live stream and everything like that. Like I said, I get tired out. And I don't want to give you a half performance of me, you know, because with stream you have to interact with everybody else. I don't want to leave you guys out of the equation. You know, I want to do it just as much as you guys want to appear at stream. So whenever I do stream, I want to give you my full attention. If I'm just half tired, I won't catch everything that's going on. And that's the truth, you know. I mean, anyone can easily say, oh yeah, we'll just play a game and I'll ignore streaming and everything like that. I don't want to do that to you guys. Okay? I want to treat you like as though if you're in the room with me. And that's how I want it to be. Record, that would be crazy because right now I have 11 followers. So imagine having 11 people in this small room. Actually, I don't think I can even fit that many. Maybe 5, but not that many. Whew, that's a tight crampness right there. But yeah, it's just, I've been trying to figure out how to get this whole stream setup fixed up. And if it works out well, we may do this for now on. But there will be a few exceptions, and that's where you guys either follow me on Twitch or follow me on Twitter. Because that's whenever you can be updated as to if I'm going to be streaming or not. Whenever I put in vacation time, there probably will be cases of where I might be able to stream on those other days. So like say for example, technically I put in a vacation day later on this month for a Fanboy Expo. Now record, we're only going to be there for 1 day. So in this case, imagine if, depending on what time we actually leave to go to Fanboy, where 1 or 2 of those days that I am off, I do streaming. That's where I will update you guys on Twitter. And then if you're following me on Twitch and everything like that, usually it sends you a notification now to let you know, hey, that guy's streaming, check it out. And that's usually the system. That's usually how it works. You know, lets you know. That's why you follow people on Twitch, so that way you can be notified as to when they are streaming. I don't know the difference between subscribe and following. The only difference is that technically if you subscribe, you pay like a monthly service towards that person. I'm not fully aware of it. I just know that following is the cheaper route because you don't pay anything at all. But that's basically the gist of it all. You know, the reason why you follow me is so that you be notified as to when I am streaming. But Twitter would be better because then you could be notified as to some upcoming times that I will be streaming and stuff. And I'm trying the best that I can to get it all worked out. And at the end of the day, this is like the best way that I can do it. Then again, there's also the cases where you're not able to watch me on Twitch, in which case you can just watch it on YouTube. That's also an option as well, because unless there's a specific reason, which so far I haven't ran across it yet, but the majority of stuff that I do on Twitch usually will be uploaded onto YouTube later on within the week. Not immediately, but within that week it will be released. So like say I do the Dark Souls playthrough and then the Final Fantasy V playthrough. One day Dark Souls will be released, and then the next day the following Final Fantasy V will be released. You know, that's how that works. So, with that being said, hopefully that explains everything. And, yeah, thank you so much for subscribing and following me. I appreciate it, and in all honesty, I appreciate you guys working with me and everything like that. It's been really fun so far, just getting to chat with you guys and everything like that. And for some of you out there who are familiar with the series and stuff like that, who's giving me updates about what goes on and stuff, I appreciate it as well. So thank you so much to every last one of you. I really do appreciate it. And right now, in terms of like subscribers on YouTube, I'm at 80 right now, so we're only halfway through the year, but if I manage to get 100, that's gonna be awesome. I do need to do like a 100 subscriber special for you guys or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But at any rate though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. This is BlackCross signing off. Catch you later, guys.